Season 2, Episode 9 of the Matt Report, and today we're doing some website teardowns. So, as I mentioned, we'll be doing some website teardowns in this episode. This was a very long episode. It was almost 2 hours, so I split up the intro of the show, or the first segment of the show, where Devin and I sort of did a recap of 2015 and sort of where we're looking ahead to in 2016. We also talked about things that we did at WordCamp US and sort of the good and bad of that as well. And so if you do want to listen to that half of the episode, it's not going to be published through iTunes. It's just going to be on SoundCloud and embedded on this blog post. So it should be mattreport.com/teardowns. That'll be the episode link for this show because we are doing these website teardowns today. And this is where we asked anybody to sort of submit their website. If you're a plugin author, you're trying to sell plugins, and maybe you're having some difficulty with your marketing, or people aren't getting your messaging, or maybe you just want some free marketing advice. We looked at 4 different sites today, almost literally for the very first time, in fact. And this is totally like Devin and I looking at it for our very first time, kind of going through these sites, seeing what we like and what we don't like, and providing feedback for the website owner, as if we were customers coming to buy, their plugins. So that's how we looked at it. It's some pretty much just some marketing advice, nothing about sort of using their product, but just using their website as if we wanted to buy their product. And that's what a website teardown is to us. We really had a lot of fun, and we hope that folks really enjoy this episode. The unfortunate thing is we thought about it after. It is actually would have been much better if we had video to go along with this. One thing I'll do is I'll provide screenshots of the homepage. So even if you don't want to take a few seconds to go to each of these sites so you can kind of see what we were talking about, you can kind of look at the screenshots on this blog post. Otherwise, I do invite that you go to their websites and check it out. And hopefully it makes sense to you. And maybe some of this advice, even though it's not your website, will actually provide some good insight as you build out your website. And it doesn't even need to be about plugin sales. It could be about anything, really. So hopefully you can kind of pick up on that feedback that Devin and I had. Otherwise, it's mattreport.com/subscribe. Join the mailing list. And of course, as always, we would love some more reviews. I get a lot of feedback on Twitter and email, and folks love the show. It would mean a lot if we could hit the 100 reviews in iTunes. Really just helps us get found. Everyone says that, but it's so true. The more reviews we have, the more chances we have to get some exposure for this podcast, and it's really going to help everyone around the WordPress world, hopefully. So there it is. Let's dive right into these website teardowns. Hey everybody, real quick, I just want to let you know that I recorded a video specifically for one of the companies that you're going to hear here. It's quizandsurveymaster.com. I recorded a video of me sort of redesigning to a degree their website using my latest theme, Baton Pro. You can check out that video at this blog post. It's mattreport.com/teardowns. Let's get into the second half of the show here. We're going to take a look at some of these plugins. Folks have submitted their websites willingly for us to take a look at. Some of them were a little gun-shy to do it, thinking that, I think I put out the call only last week or maybe even a few days ago. I don't even remember. But, saying something like we want to do a website teardown, and it's such a harsh word. A lot of people feel like we're just going to go through it and literally rip it to shreds as we kind of dissect the different aspects of it. But in fact, we want to do this from a real constructive criticism approach. Devin and I were chatting before the show, and we both said, we don't really know the folks behind any of these plugins. I know Dan Cameron just a little bit from Sprout Apps, but that's about it. I know him from the Post Status Slack channel. I met him at the Post Status Slack after party at WordCamp US, but otherwise, I've never used these products. I've never purchased these products for any projects. And I don't really have any real relationship with these folks. And we're going to go at it really sort of just, hey, if we were a customer, what do we see? And this advice will hopefully help them directly, of course, and help you, the listener who is launching a product or a service, to really help focus in on the proper messaging, right? And your messaging might even be correct, but it might just not relate to Devin and I, looking at your products. And this might happen in your own market, whether it be just client services stuff that you're pitching or product. So hopefully this stuff is helpful for everybody listening and involved. Now, there will be a particular challenge as we will be looking at these websites and just discussing them through audio. It's probably best you do take a look at these sites. They will certainly be linked up, and we're going to mention the domain names as we go along here. They'll be mentioned, but you should probably look through them yourself if you're interested to see sort of the stuff that we sort of break down as we go through. I realize that'll be a particular challenge. If we do it again in the future, we'll probably record some video. We just we didn't think that far ahead, and listen, we're all about MVPs here, minimal viable product. We want to do this, and we just want to get it shipped. And hopefully, the bigger lesson here is the value that we provide. So, let's just jump right into the first one. This one is gemproducts.com. That's GEM-products.com, and I'll just start it off by saying you go to the website loads. The first thing you see is a site titled WooCommerce Plugins by Gem Products. Amazing WooCommerce plugins to help grow your business. As I just look, I see sort of that standard, hero center call to action, order export light, order export pro, table rate shipping pro. So what I'm seeing here is I'm seeing a light version and a pro version of two plugins, order export and table rate shipping. I think we all get caught up in this. I won't go too much further down the page, but I think we all get caught up in this. We say like amazing WooCommerce plugins to help grow your business. I don't see specifically how these plugins are going to grow my business.
Right.
When I see that, and I'd be thinking of something like A/B testing, shopping cart abandonment, email capture, like those three things that I just mentioned. Those things make me grow my business or help me grow my business.
Yeah, increasing conversion rates.
Analytics, heat map tracking software. But what I'm seeing here is order export and table rate shipping, which, let me just read this. Order export orders and more with the light version of this plugin. Best of all, it's free. The pro version brings more data, filters power, and automated exports, a must-have. Okay. And table rate shipping, set up table of shipping rates that work for your store. Need something more powerful. Our pro version boasts a massive amount of features. Right there on that
if you hover over the image above, you can read a little bit more about it.
Yeah. Again, I'm going to fall back towards, if I'm here for amazing WooCommerce plugins to help grow my business, I'm looking more at the analytical marketing side of it, like we mentioned. Order export, I don't see how that helps grow my business, and maybe something I would say is either reworking that master headline there to something else, or focusing on one plugin at a time, right? Mm-hmm. So table rate shipping, like what does that solve and how amazing does it solve it? Can you make a headline out of that and focus just specifically on table rate shipping plugin? And again, like I read something like need something more powerful? Question mark. In my head, I'm thinking, maybe, maybe I need something more powerful. I'm not really sure. Like what kind of power don't I get in the light version that you're going to give me in the pro version? So instead of asking me if I need more power, tell me how powerful I will become by using the pro version, right? And what is that end result? So because I'm more powerful, I can now do what? Can I make, more revenue because of shipping? Can I save shipping costs? Like, what is that? And our pro version boasts a mass amount of features. Saying that sort of gets me a little scared. Maybe it's because I'm a seasoned WordPress person and I might be thinking, oh my God, how much more stuff are they going to throw at that person in the pro version? And what are like 2 or 3 things that I'm really going to get in this pro version that I'm not getting in that light version, right? So being able to pick that stuff right from the get-go.
Wow. Yeah, you're being a lot nicer than I am.
Hey man, good cop, bad cop. Let's do it.
Okay, so when I first get to this website, like it's gemproducts.com, and who is Gem Products? I don't see a logo or anything about this. They picked a nice hero image. I do like the Mac. Everybody likes a Mac, right? So why not show a large a Macintosh image there? But you notice if you hover over the hero and you click it, it goes to absolutely nowhere, which is a huge lack of attention to detail. And really, immediately as a user, if I clicked on that hero image, I'd lose confidence in the business right away. Not to mention that I don't know who they are because there's no actual logo. It just says text, WooCommerce products by Gem Products. I'd love to see a logo, know a little bit about who these people are. And also in the main navigation, I don't see anything about support. And I'm really concerned about support when I buy a product. I want to know that if I'm putting good hard-earned money down, I'm gonna be supported. If I scroll down past the main, again, this isn't much of a homepage. It's just hero, and then here's our products, and then immediately then there's a footer, very brief. I see in the services at the very bottom there's a support link. So I click on support, and it goes to a blank page. Very, very concerned now about this site, about the products, about everything that goes into purchasing it. So you're definitely going to make sure you want support. I'd put it in the main navigation. I would definitely make sure that the support is working, and ensure that the header and homepage is functioning properly as well. That's my brief feedback right there.
Yeah, I can't agree any more than that. I didn't even notice that you could click on the hero, but that's a superb point, right? Kind of just like it's a featured image, which is probably the result of using a theme that's just not made for this kind of presentation. However, if you want one that works great for this kind of presentation,
shameless plug.
Right, you can head on over to batontheme.com. You can download it for free, in fact, and play with it. But yeah, awesome points. Specifically, one of the things that whenever somebody says, "Hey, can you review my plugin on your show?" Which I might be doing soon for other folks, is for me, it always starts about who are you first, right? That's the most important thing, because if you're a flash in the pan plugin developer and you're just trying this stuff out, you're outsourcing stuff, and you're just trying to make a quick buck, like, to me, it's just not. I can't recommend that type of thing. Right, I'm not saying that. Absolutely not. I'm not saying that this person is doing that specifically, but it's certainly, you feel like this emptiness there especially when you click on the support tab. Like, at least let's get a contact form up there, right? Let's see what happens when I actually click on contact. Okay, so contact brings you to a contact form. I'd say definitely on that support page, get something up there. Yeah, just like you said, who are you? What do you do? That kind of thing. When I do go to the pro page, there's some good information here. There's a good frequently asked questions section. I can see that there's a full 60-day 60-day money back guarantee, which is more than grateful or gracious to offer 60 days. On my plugin stuff, I give people 14 days. Look, if you can't work within this, if you can't give yourself a few days to just buy this product and use it, I'm not going to be giving you your money back 60 days from now. It's just not going to happen.
Right.
That's just my own opinion. I'm very, trying to run a business here, right? Much like the person who's purchasing the product from me, also trying to run a business. So am I. It's not fair to beat me up. So anyway, I think the product page could use some work, although I think it's fairly, there's some good amount of information there. He's got a video, got some examples, which I like to see. There's licensing information. I do something a little bit cleaner on the pricing page. But before you even get to that, if this person is wondering, why am I not making any sales? And maybe they are making sales. Maybe they're on a boat, right? Doing better than us. I don't know. But certainly the support page and, who is this person is definitely key for me anyway, and should be for anybody researching a product.
Yeah, and notice how they do install and setup along for the 199 feature, which is interesting. We've thought about that as well. It's kind of like, white glove service you get
Yep,
along with your license. So, that gives me more confidence that at least there's a real person behind the business and
absolutely.
they know the product well. Because, like you said, many two times, either the person doesn't know, they'll outsource it, and they'll have a product that they want to sell, and they'll go to sell it, and it'll be done in a very lackluster way. There won't be support backing it, and 6 months down the line, they'll maybe have sold 60 licenses, but it's gone, and those
Right,
people are left with abandonware, basically, and that's not the kind of thing WordPress needs. That's not the kind of thing we want to see, right?
right. All great points. That's gem-products.com. That's GEM-products.com. I hope you found that information useful. And come back to us in a couple months. Let us know if you've changed things around and if that's helped your business.
I hope we didn't upset anybody. We're trying to be nice but critical at the same time, right?
Yeah, I mean, this is the tightrope we walk, ladies and gentlemen. We have to be upfront. It's the best way to get advice. I love it when people say they hate my product. In fact, I hear it a lot. So I'm sort of used to it by now. And look, these are the things that we need to hear, and you need to have some thick skin in this world. So especially in the business world, especially when. Not to get into another rant, but folks don't realize sometimes that we are competing in a global marketplace with solutions and products and plugins literally from around the world that people need to find you and buy from you. It is very difficult. This isn't a get-rich-quick kind of scheme. It takes some work, and you have to be really, really good to get to the top.
Yep.
Let's go to the next plugin on the list. It's called RSVP Pro plugin. I believe, I'm sorry, I don't have his name in front of me. I think it's Mike or Mark. I remember him in the post status Slack channel talking or asking folks, hey, can you give me some advice on my site? And I said, well, oddly enough, we're going to be doing a teardown. So let's just take a look at your plugin. First things that come to mind. Right off the bat, and Devin, we mentioned this earlier in the show, or before the show started. The first thing I see on this site is a broken image link. And again, I understand that we're all human here. Mistakes can't always be avoided. But that's a telling thing to me too. Like, is something broken here? Can I trust that? It's a minor thing. I don't lose confidence over it that much. But it is something that. In the details, I would definitely get that fixed. Unlike the last website, I like the idea of putting a nice big testimonial up front, but I don't think that his testimonial is big, bold enough, right? Bigger and bold enough. I think that, going that traditional in-your-face hero area with a big call to action or a big feature or result of using your product is very important. The easiest RSVP plugin ever.
It's a wicked plugin. It's
right.
Wicked too, right?
Right. So that's the first thing. I'm actually noticing a couple other broken images as I scroll down. Definitely got to get that fixed. Give it to me right up in front. What is this plugin and how is it going to make my life better? And again, I feel like the design might be a little aged at this point. It feels like the original Studio Press site, or maybe a few iterations after the original Studio Press site. But it feels very traditional, very sort of slightly dated. Nothing wrong with it per se. In fact, some of these simple sites convert better, right? Because there's not a lot of design. And folks who are just looking for the solution can find it. Anyway, otherwise, on the homepage, I like the testimonials. I think that's smart. I think they could be a little bit richer, a little bit more contrast within the site so I can read them more. I like the areas where they, dissect the, again, here's another, we all get caught up in this, like copious amounts of customizations. Copious is probably not a great word to use, especially on a global market. I think maybe some languages, people might not be able to translate that. I don't know. But anyway, what I think of is I think we throw too many options at people, right? I think we say it's like, oh, you can do anything with it. Well, guess what? When you're everything to everyone, you're nothing to one person, right? Or however the saying goes. And I think what we really need to focus on is what is this thing solving for your target market? Sure, it can do a million other things, but if this is an RSVP Pro plugin, if I'm an event planner, why is this better than Eventbrite? Or what is this giving me over Eventbrite that I can't get over there, or Facebook events or something like that? Give it to me the best way possible in that. What are your thoughts on the homepage, Devin?
Very similar to what you said. You go to the homepage, and again, the first thing at the top is the navigation, and usually you're going to see like a logo in the top left, and then the navigation will be below that. But for this one, it's reversed, and again, there's no actual logo, or maybe the shark with a there's something in the background that's kind of like a logo. Broken image, I see that. I do really like the breakdown of the free, premium to business features in this nice table. You can click download, and it downloaded the WordPress.org plugin, which was cool. Again, as you scroll down the page, I see at the very bottom right above the footer a funky little button. I'm not sure what it is. I've never seen a button with 2 check boxes.
Yeah, me either.
Which is, I've never, what, this is something new. I think he just broke the internet with this one, but let's see if it works. Yeah, I guess it does. It's actually I guess it's just designed to look like a button, but it brings you to EDD, which he's using EDD. That's good. Again, as I go throughout the site, are we just commenting on the homepage, or can I keep going?
Yeah. Let me ask you that before you go on to another page, and that's perfectly fine. What do you think about that price point? You go from free to $49 to $245. What do you think about that price jump?
Well, I mean, I think there should be an in-between. I think he's going from 1 install, which is fine, to unlimited, which is like, bazam, here's everything. Right. How about like a 15 or a 25 at a middle price point?
Yeah. Could do maybe some better price anchoring with that.
Yeah, and there's no price, there's no feature differentiation between the two as far as I can tell.
Sure.
And also what I would like to see in this breakdown is support. Maybe with a free version, it's limited to WordPress.org. When you pay for a license, you active license, you get premium support, you get priority support.
Yeah, for sure.
I just wanted to mention a couple more things, like on I do like how he does have a blog in the knowledge base, but when you go into the knowledge base, there's more broken images, and it's kind of limited. And I feel maybe that might be working against it rather than for him as far as sales go. I know from experience that a lot of one of our best conversion funnels is from our documentation. And the more documentation they have, more screenshots, more videos, the more people will look at that and know exactly how it works, functions before they purchase.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. If I were researching this plugin and I was ready to pull the trigger and I saw broken images in the knowledge base, I immediately feel like, okay, then this project had to be abandoned. That's the first thing that comes to my mind, because I could see one image here or one image there, even on the homepage, as difficult as that is to swallow. But once I get into the knowledge base or the support docs, if I see stuff missing, I feel like it might have been abandoned. So I would definitely rectify that as quick as possible.
Mm-hmm.
The blog is actually, semi up to date. It's October 14th, 2015 was the last time he made a comment. And that was 1 year that this, it's 1 year birthday, and he did a recap, of the product, and 130 customers thereabouts is what he says in that post. So, hopefully there have been some more sales for him over time. But I would definitely try to keep this stuff updated as best as possible.
Mm-hmm.
I know it's tough. I'm good with that. That's the best. That's as much feedback as I can give on this site. I do like the demo though too. I wanted to mention that he does have a demo, and it takes you to a site where you can actually. I'm
clicking. I'm RSVPing for an event right now, and it's kind of working. So that's cool.
Yeah, it's going to work. I guess we should have started this teardown with we haven't even used these products either, right? So, I don't even know if these things actually work, let alone can they sell. But if we help you sell it, what you have to agree to as a plugin author is actually make something that works. So there's that. That's RSVP Pro plugin. That's rsvpproplugin.com. You can check that out as well. Let's moving on to one that's slightly more mature, one that I've heard of for quite some time now, is a company called Sprouts Apps, or excuse me, I keep saying that. It's sproutapps.co, not Sprouts, plural. It's sproutapps.co, C-O. And one super fast thing that I noticed right away is it is an HTTPS site. It loads HTTPS as soon as you go there, which is something that we should all be doing, right? And he's actually using the SSL cert that actually loads the little green lock in Chrome anyway.
Yeah, not the cheap kind either. It actually shows your business name. Right.
It actually shows your business name. It costs a little bit more money, a couple $100, I believe. Just me, tabbing from these past ones that we just looked at to this, immediately, if I were looking at a bunch of services or plugins like Sprout Invoices, immediately if I didn't see that, I'm like, whoa, okay, I'm dealing with the real deal here, right? I feel a little bit more confident buying from something like that. So that's the first good takeaway. So I get here, Sprout Apps, premium plugins and support for WordPress, built for freelancers and small businesses to work more effectively. Just looking at this first hero, it's got that sort of like video animation in the back end. You can kind of see somebody walking by. So it doesn't necessarily relate to the product. That's one thing that sort of triggers off in my head. But premium plugins and support for WordPress, that's again, these are comfortable statements. These are comfortable call to actions. And even I fall into it. I think when you go to our Slocum Themes site, it says, premium WordPress themes and support for your business. At least I throw business in there. He throws it in here too, but it's sort of small and at the bottom. I would probably like to see something that says, premium plugins and support for your business, not just for WordPress, because I feel like I'm already here. I probably already know what a premium plugin is, and I just need it for my business. I would kind of rework that. And
it's Sprout Apps. Maybe it's like you throw in the word grow in there. I don't know if that's kind of cheesy, but
I like it, right? Because when you look at the logo, you see the little leaf icon in there. So some spin on that branding would be good. But the featured product, I immediately, not until I actually just kept reading this. So as we scroll down the site, and again, hopefully, listener, you're able to look at these sites afterwards. But as you scroll down the site, you see featured Sprout Invoices. When I get to a site called Sprout Apps and I see what I'm looking at here is the Sprout Invoices sort of screenshot, I might be thinking automatically like Sprout Apps. Is this an app like Freshdesk or Harvest? And do they only do invoices? Because when I see just the word featured and then Sprout Invoices, I don't automatically know that this is a featured plugin, right? I'm thinking that this is just a featured service, or this is a featured thing I'm about to read, and this is the only thing they do here are invoices, right? So that's like a little detailed thing, right? I don't specifically know that it's just the invoices at this point. So then as I go down, I can see quick look at Sprout Invoices for WordPress. And now it starts to get into, I can see that it goes into the product a little bit more for the invoices. So I guess if I look at, so it's just explaining Sprout Invoices for WordPress. I don't see anything about Sprout Billings and Sprout Clients. In fact, honestly, I don't know if those are full featured products themselves, or if they're add-ons to Sprout Invoices. So that's a little interesting to know, right? So I see a quick look at Sprout invoices for WordPress in that middle hero area, and I'm wondering to myself, what about all the other plugins and services they might have? Again, it could just be this one, and that's totally cool. But I would just sort of make it more apparent that way, if that makes sense. And as I scroll, I see support with a goal of happy. 96% of the people are happy, which is good. So you automatically know that this thing is supported and people are getting responses. That's good. Growing a community across the globe. A lot of people have been purchasing it. That gives me some good social proof. And then what really backs it up, which I really like, I think is a killer sort of 1-2 combination, is that social proof that people are buying it all over the globe. And then there's some testimonials, some reviews of people right after that, right?
Yeah, people we know.
Yeah, people we know. So I think that's a great 1-2 combination right there. I think that's excellent. And then as you get down, you can extend Sprout invoices via add-ons. Even the extend Sprout invoices via add-ons. And again, maybe the developers are the target market for this product. I don't think the common person or even the freelancer, the creative freelancer who's just a designer or a videographer or a photographer, I don't think they might not get what extend via an add-on means, right? What does that mean?
Yep.
I would say add on more features this way, or do more with Sprout invoices, with these, you can still use add-ons, but I think it's just something you have to play with, right? Extending through add-ons, the maybe non-technical person might not get it. And again, I like to say that's a comfortable call to action. We're very comfortable saying those things as WordPress people. And then we get down a little bit lower and we see latest Sprout clients, which is another product. But I almost feel like it might be like, the latest Sprout apps clients. Like you're about to talk to me about who buys Sprout apps products, not that it's actually called Sprout clients. If that makes sense.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
So my eyes kind of like glaze over it, right? Because I've been hit so much about Sprout invoices that once I get to Sprout clients, you're saying this is the latest product, but what about the featured product above, which was Sprout clients? So I don't know. Those are just like some finer detail things that I don't think really I don't really feel like Sprout clients needs to be here. Because then right below that, it's just more validation for, I guess, Sprout invoices. We love WordPress, which is good, or WordPress loves Help Scout.
I've heard of this plugin. It's actually pretty neat.
Yeah.
It is a plugin, but it is confusing, right?
Yeah. So right there, I'm totally lost. Literally, we were looking at this stuff for the first time. WordPress help. So I was obviously I was thinking I saw the heart and I saw WordPress and I was like, like every other WordPress developer, we love WordPress. So I was kind of like glazing over that, right? And I saw GIST and email support. So all right, so that's another plugin. See, I don't really feel like I know that these are separate products, I guess is what I'm getting at.
I feel you.
What do you think? I've been rambling on for a little bit.
So my first impressions are that this is a well done website. It's polished. Everything's laid out nicely. The logo looks good. The video's nice. I'm just going to start from the top down. The hero image absolutely echo what you say. One thing I would like to see is a call to action button under the subheading text. It just feels empty. In order to, perform any action, I need to scroll down past the fold. There should be like a find out more button or whatever there. As far as the entire homepage, I'd rather see more of about Sprout apps than about Sprout invoices front and center. I can click on Sprout invoices in the header if I want to see all about Sprout invoices. And that's where it kind of gets muddled. Like you said, you read all about Sprout invoices, and then it goes into support, which is great. I love the support section. I want to do something like that on our site because that means a lot to me. That it makes me feel warm and fuzzy, and I want to buy from them now.
Yep.
Growing across the globe's awesome too. And some of these other things as well. I just want to know more about Sprout Apps, and not to bash the name or anything, but I've never heard of a WordPress plugin company brand themselves as an app company, which can be in my opinion, somewhat confusing to the WordPress buyer. So I'm like looking at this, I'm like, so do they build iPhone apps and then I click on all these links and they're all WordPress plugins. No, there is no app involved, but is a plugin an app now, or what? What's your opinion on that?
I mean, I can understand it from a business, like an entrepreneurial point of view. Like maybe there was some SEO clout behind Sprout Apps to begin with. Maybe he was trying something else and he pivoted to WordPress. And that maybe he's thinking also that, hey, eventually there'll be some SaaS-like service for invoices, like a real sort of traditional web app might be. So maybe he's just gearing up to the, to the eventual sort of growth that we all hope. Like OptinMonster was a plugin and now it's a SaaS business, right? That sort of sidestep into that vertical. But I totally agree, because I feel like when I get to a site, the word app is in it. I'm very conditioned to be looking at web apps. So when I see an invoice screenshot and I see the word app, I immediately think that it's a hosted app. Like my brain just goes to that. Even though I knew this was a WordPress plugin, like my brain still says, yeah, there's an app behind this. So yeah, I mean, I think for the person who doesn't understand it, can certainly get confused. Hell, I was, and even you're bringing it up. So I think it makes sense. I think he's maybe just be playing the long game in this case.
Yeah, totally. A couple more things. I clicked around some more, and if you click to some of the other pages, you'll notice that the navigation header changes, which is interesting. That. It's not a problem. Yep. I completely understand why people would do that. That's fine. But I did. It says awesome achievement unlocked. Right place, right time. This pops down. It's one of those pop down plugins, and it says, you now have a license discount for 25%, and now there's it's counting down from 1 hour. I have 1 hour to basically claim my 25% coupon, which I thought that was pretty cool. This site is well done. They've thought about what they're doing on this site, and I'm sure their products as well. I've heard good things about this product. This isn't the first time I've been on this site or have looked at this business before.
Yeah. So you do like that, or you don't like it?
I do like it. I mean, if I were in a purchase mode right now and I was clicking around and it was like, hey, you just achieved whatever, I would say a coupon unlocked or whatever, then purchase it now.
Yeah. No, I like it. I do like it. I think it's a nicer touch than some of the more aggressive ones that we've sort of been seeing across the web. One last real quick thing. If I just noticed, let's see. Oh no, that's, again, maybe the support stuff would be better served. Like when you go to like the Help Scout plugin, which now that I'm seeing this is, yes, I've seen this plugin before. I mean, it's like a whole other homepage, landing page to itself. I would try to make SproutApps.co homepage much more segmented into the major products in order of popularity of revenue, and try to define that a little bit better on the homepage. But Dan has been doing this for a while. I'm sure he's looking at data and analytics and stuff like that, and he's got a lot of great products here. So. I'm sure he's thinking about these things. I'm sure it's just something that's more of a time issue, and sort of going back and forth. But I mean, these are such featureful products across the board that I would probably spend time on the homepage really pointing to those signals. Like, click here and see all about Sprout invoices. Click here, see all about the help desk one, and really sort of break that down and clarify that. I think we spent enough time on that one. We can move on to the next, but that's SproutApps.co. Go ahead and check that out. see if you agree with what we were saying. And Dan, let us know what your thoughts are as well. Last but not least, quizandsurveymaster.com. That's quizandsurveymaster.com. Announcing so I'm just going to go right from the top. Announcing our new add-on bundles. Get our add-ons today with over 50% of savings. Quiz and Survey Master. Add quizzes and surveys to your website. Quiz and Survey Master is the highest rated quiz, test, and survey plugin for WordPress. It allows you to create quizzes and capture responses for free. Use the plugin that has been downloaded over 120,000 times. Features overview. All right, so I think the layout's good. I think the layout is good. I probably would like to see a little bit more images here. Like what I'm thinking is this is very much a developer who created this layout. The colors could be better, or maybe just breaking it up with some images in the hero and some images for the features. Nothing crazy. I'm sure they're thinking like they want better page load speeds and all that fun stuff. But even like faces to the names, if possible, in the what are our users saying section. In the footer, sort of just, I feel like it's just kind of just thrown together there. In other words, I don't really find the clarity of that where the navigation is and where I need to go to next, because I think the colors just kind of compete with each other a little bit. I know that's very sort of with a magnifying glass, but that's sort of the purpose behind this. And I'd really find a way to make the, I didn't even realize that was a hover effect. So if you hover over that stuff, you can get drop-down menus. I'd really try to get the demo more front and center, maybe along with download now, maybe a demo button right next to it so I can just play with it. I think it's a plugin like this is very much like look and feel and how somebody creates a quiz and a survey. Because it can do like all the data extrapolation in the world, but if somebody can't build a quiz quickly and easily, or a survey quickly and easily, it's sort of, I don't care how many features you have. If it's just not easy for me to do that, then I'm not using it, right? So I try to get that demo up in front and center, and and some photos and images. Like I need to see what this bad boy looks like. And I feel like the Quiz and Survey Master text-ish logo, not really a logo, but just a text site name, the font size competes with the call to action in the hero space. So I'm really not even looking at the add quiz and survey to your website. I'm still looking up in the middle at that Quiz and Survey Master title. Maybe because the green bars is calling my name and it's just making me look right there. Features and overview, like that text to me is all kind of small. I would make those features and overviews a lot bigger. I try to look at everything as like if I were a browser, just like, if I was like, I need to find a quiz and survey plugin, and I like what I normally do, I Google it, and then I open up like 10 tabs of results that I think are going to be what I'm looking for, and then I punch through those 10 tabs, and I'll scroll up and down. And if I get to features and overviews, and I'm like, okay, unlimited quizzes, I get it. But customize all the text means nothing to me. Variety of question types, okay, I get it. Emails, I'm not reading the paragraphs because I'm about to go through 9 other tabs. So I'm not going to read all this stuff. I need things to be yelling at me. So I see emails. I don't even know what it means. Multiple results pages. Don't know what that means either. And then it says add even more functionality. And this section really just competes with itself. It's like a off-white text with like a default like blue link color against another blue. Landing pages, that kind of kicks up at me and it says, okay, I get it. Reporting and analysis, okay, interesting. Grade book, okay, I like it. But I'm only really reading that because I'm doing it in a review right now. I think that design section is just I'd skip right over it. So I think that there's lots of good information here. I think some of the call to actions can be reworked, but I would definitely try to add some contrast to this homepage with images and just breaking these sections up a little bit clearer. That's my take on the homepage. What about you?
You hit a lot of the key points that I was talking about. One thing I would say is this is definitely a freemium plugin, and I would like to visit it on WordPress.org, and I don't see an easy link so I can click and visit the repo homepage. I can download it, and it'll directly download the zip file, but I can't see actually, what are the reviews on WordPress.org, things like that. Another thing that I see really right off the bat, I don't know if it's just my computer, but the word free in the hero is what is called a widow word. It's basically on its own line, and it's the only word in that line. Is that showing up for you too, Matt?
For me, it ends with for free. That's on its own line.
Okay, so mine is just free, and I'd love to see that more, rather than on its own line too. And I see a couple more things like that. It's just there's not a single image on this homepage.
Right.
I did take the sample survey, and it was kind of neat. Walk me through different questions and things like that. But I'd like to see it a little bit more. Some of the things that are cool is it's got a little timer on the quiz that it's counting down, and I also see it counting down in the browser, which is nice. It's good, but there's still some work to be done. If you visit the blog, you can see it's actively being blogged on, and basically where it falls flat, I feel, is just the design and the showcase.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. The support section is fairly, there's a lot of information there, and that's good to see. And there's definitely some screenshots there, which is really good. But I agree, it's the design of it. In fact, is the buy now button the only place to buy now? Is that hello bar up top?
Well, you click on add-ons, and then you select which add-ons you'd like.
Oh, see, I would
or
definitely...
you can bundle them too.
Yeah, I would definitely... Yeah, see, that wasn't even apparent to me. And I would at least like to know that there's like a shopping cart icon, something I know that I can buy something here. That wasn't even... I didn't even think of that until now. And I would definitely add a buy button that brings you somewhere. Maybe it's just to the add-ons, but maybe just like buy add-ons or something like that. The buy now button goes to a page called /bundles. I don't care for this pricing. I don't care for the dark black background on these pricing grids. It makes me automatically feel overwhelmed. Like I can't think about what, like I feel like I'm almost about to buy like a plane ticket. And it's just, I start getting stressed out. I don't know why. That's the first thing that pops into my head. And I think starting with the highest number, I mean, I'm sure there's plenty of research out there. Starting with the highest number on the left might be a little scary because the first thing I'm reading is $358. Not that I feel like that's a bad price for an ultimate level plan, but I just think like in my brain just automatically starts out at $358. I'm already like, wow. But it does a great job of breaking down all the features that are included in that chart. I do like that. I do kind of like how he grays out the stuff that's not included. And if I'm just what I'm calling a scroller going up and down super fast, I do see what I'm getting and what I'm not in these various packages, and that's kind of cool. Save $200 compared to purchasing individually. Again, I'm far from being a pricing expert, but what I would probably say is what the total value is of what you're getting. So, save $200 compared to purchasing individually. I might say something like, was $358 crossed off and now it's $158, or like a $400 value for $158. Because when I see,
I'm a big fan of bundling.
Yeah, because when I see save $200, like I'm wondering like, oh, do I have to buy this to save $200? Like, just trying to like, I feel like I'm having to do math there. Maybe it's just me in this case. But I feel like I might be having to do math and maybe wondering if like, oh, is that $158? You know how like sometimes you go and you can buy something on a monthly plan for $9 a month. You go and you see something that's like, oh, it's $9 a month. Yeah, that's if you pay for the year. Otherwise, it's $12 a month if you pay monthly. I feel like I'm almost having to figure that out on this pricing grid, but that's minor. But hey, somebody else might have that same problem. I'm good. I think that overall, lots of good information. I do like all in all said, I do like the pricing grid, but I would probably play with colors a little bit more. He's got a little hot jar that just popped up and said, quick question. If you decide not to buy, can you tell me why? Yeah, that's pretty cool too. So all in all, I do like the site. There's a lot of good information. I think it's structured well in terms of content and navigation, but I definitely would try to make it more visually appealing, or at least add in some screenshots, especially on the homepage. And that's what I got for quiz and surveys. You got anything else for this site?
Oh, you got it. That's what I got.
Well, we totally blew away our and that's quizandsurveymaster.com. You can check that out. It's quizandsurveymaster.com. So Devin, awesome episode. This was fun. We told each other that we would do 5 minutes each plugin. That was certainly not the case. We are probably just about an hour and a half into this, but it was awesome. It was great advice. I hope folks who are listening can check out these sites so they can see what we're talking about. I hope if you're out there listening and you want to launch a plugin business or theme business, this information will help. And to the folks who willingly gave us the links to your websites, thanks for participating. We hope that this helped. Let us know if you make these changes, if business improves, or actually, you know what? Just let us know if business improves. Don't tell us if business went down because of our
don't send hate mail too. Either.
And if you do want to hunt us down, we'll be at Miami and Pressnomics, so I guess that's a great time to catch us. But otherwise, great episode. Everyone, you know what to do. It's mattreport.com/subscribe. Join the mailing list. We'd love a 5-star review in iTunes. You can just search for us at Matt Report. And I am Matt Report on Twitter. You can find me there. And my co-host, Devin, thanks for joining us again. Where can folks find you on the web to say thanks?
Yeah, again, Devin Walker, wordimpress.com. You can find me on Twitter at interwebs. Thanks, Matt.
Thanks, Devin.